Alright, we gotta prove that the killer could see. I don't know what the evidence is, but I usually don't, so let's just say yes, and then wing it. I accept the prosecution's challenge. As I knew you would, Forehead. What exactly am I up against here? The prosecution is saying the shooter missed because he or she couldn't see. Therefore, Machi, who's blind, did it. The defense will please present their evidence. Evidence that overturns the prosecution's claim that the shooter couldn't see. Okay. What would prove... What is on this postcard again? Just because we haven't done anything with it yet. Nothing, really. Prove that the shooter could see. None of this, I don't think. Well, we don't really have much. Autopsy report. 35, 99, 30, 49, 10, 11. Okay. See, I just want to know what that writing is. But I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know what it says. So, prove that the shooter could see. I don't know. This was in the victim's hand. How did that get there? Dude, I have no... How could he have... If we're saying he stole Gavin's keys, how could he do that if he's blind? But I can't say that, though, because we haven't really proven that the killer stole his keys. I mean, that's pretty much what they're going with, though. They're saying it was all in accordance with the lyrics, so he stole the keys. So that's kind of proven. But is that enough? The keys are the only thing right now that I'm thinking of. I was also thinking of the... Even though we don't know what the writing is, I was thinking that if the killer could see, then he would have... I'm just trying to think of this in my head. I'm sorry for the slow progress. But if the killer could see, he would have stopped that from happening. But I assume, like, he would have had to leave immediately. Like, as soon as he shot him. Because we went in the room really quickly. So he would have had to get out of there fast. So he probably just bolted out of there, and then he started writing that afterwards. And even still, if the killer could see, he would have wiped it off. So even if we went with that argument, I would be saying if the killer couldn't see, he wouldn't have wiped it, which he clearly didn't. Although, oh fuck, maybe I'm supposed to assume it is wiped. Yeah, see, I just thought it was unreadable just because he didn't do a good enough job. Like he didn't finish. But no, it looks like it was started to be wiped away. Okay, yeah. Alright, because I was thinking like, well, it wasn't wiped away, so there you go. But no, it looks like that because he did start to wipe it away. And he didn't finish because he knew he had to leave. So if he knew, yeah. Wow, that took like 5 minutes of just, whoa. Took me a while to come up with that one, but I got it, okay. Woo! Sorry, I don't care much for the smirk on Prosecutor Gavin's face. But this is no time to think twice. Time to press on. Yeah, if he couldn't see, he wouldn't have known that was happening and he wouldn't have wiped it. Can we do like some restoration to figure out what it said? Then perhaps you'd best show us this something. Get your finger out of the breeze and put it to good use, yeah? Very well, show us what you're talking about, Mr. Justice. The contradiction on the scene of the crime is... What I learned in boarding school is... blood. The contradiction is right here. The smeared bloodstains? I thought it was just my blurry vision. But it really was blurry. The way the victim's hand is raised above his head. Much like a gesture I have seen many times in this court. It's almost as if he wrote something. Aha! I get it! At least I think I get it. Get what, Fraulein? When Mr. Latouche was shot, he tried to write something. And what would he write but the shooter's name? Oh yeah, I asked before if there was anything like that in Game 2, and there was, in the very first case, when he wrote Maggie, and he spelled it wrong. That's been in every single game, somebody writing Maya, Maggie, Maya, and now whatever the hell this name is. And what would he write in, what would he write in? He'd write it in, but Jesus, whatever. Thanks for making my point for me. Yes, in fact, that's what I think happened here. That does seem to be a distinct possibility. The victim wrote the killer's name. It's certainly a logical conclusion. Drat, I just wish it wasn't all rubbed out like that. Of course it's rubbed out. Why, if I were a killer... If... The judge is totally a fucking serial killer. Don't even try to tell me he's not. We're gonna get to that eventually. Gotcha, bitches. No one has anything else to say? About what? So the prosecution accepts this. You agree this was the victim making an attempt to record the name of the killer. And you agree that any rational killer would rub the name out. Although, again, I bring up the point that he would have had to probably just shoot and then immediately run to get out in time before anybody showed up. But it is rubbed out. That is a fact. So, who would have done that other than the killer? So, yeah. Let me ask you this. How did the killer know the victim was writing their name? Well, Mr. Latouche was writing something in blood. Once the killer saw what it was, turns out it's actually Godot. He just couldn't see the red. Plot twist. Wait. Once he saw what it was? But what did you just testify about the shooter? I said, they were blind. Ack! Yet the crime scene itself contradicts that. The killer had to have been able to see. Why would they rub out the name in blood otherwise? May I remind the court that the defendant, Machi Tobey, is blind? He couldn't have been the shooter. Impossible! Order! Prosecutor Gavin, please explain to me what all this means. I mean, looking at this photo, it seems quite clear that the shooter could see. Yet up until now... It seems I owe the court an apology. The Gaviners are a band with law enforcement ties, yet a murder occurred during our concert. Apparently, this caused some confusion over jurisdiction. As a result, some reports were not filed in an entirely timely manner. The hell are you talking about? Hey, Apollo, look at him. Why is Prosecutor Gavin all relaxed and smiling like that? 'Cause he's... I've got an idea. Let's rock. Okay. With these documents, but before that, I have a question for the Fraulein detective. If I may, I really thought we were onto something, but he's gonna shut me down. What? Tell me, why do you think that Machi Tobey is blind? What the fuck? Is he not? Huh? What did he say? What are you saying? Well, fucking... Did I just fuck up? Because this entire time they have been operating under the assumption of him being blind, which is like a big part of their case and why they're blaming him. And I'm like, haha, the killer couldn't have been blind, and like Clavier was waiting for that because he apparently thinks that he's not blind. So I just walked right into that one. That's like what happened in case 2 of the third game with Godot, when it was like, oh, we proved that Luke Atme wasn't at a certain place or whatever, which means he was... Whatever happened in that trial, you know, I don't remember specifics, but it was kind of like that. Shit. So what I thought was an advantage may have just fucked me. Because yes, all their other shit relied on him being blind, but now this one thing that we know as a fact, that the killer wiped the name away, that proves that he wasn't blind, which negates all that earlier stuff, and now they're saying Machi isn't blind. Fuck me, man. This is rough. I do like how the beginning of Case 2 and the beginning of this case, both of them, the first trial, start out like really rough, as in like, we don't know anything, and they just keep screwing us over, and it seems like we're screwed. It actually seems fairly hopeless, and I like that. It's definitely makes it more fun. Shit. The little fucker can see. God damn it. Well then we do still have to go and readdress the fact that he missed, which could just be attributed to him being tiny, but his shoulder's not blown out. There's just so many contradictions. As soon as you find one thing, it's like, yeah, but, and it's just never... Ah! He can see quite well. Who will get the final but? That's really the question here. I like it so far, though. I like this case. Because I know that a lot of people hate it. I've heard this called the worst case in the franchise. And so far, I don't feel that way at all. But that's a significant fact, yes? Consider Machitobe sees, and he was the only one who could have fled through the air vent. I see no problems with this. But what about the bullet holes in the wall? Yes, the bullet holes. I believe our forehead neatly explained those for us. He didn't miss because he couldn't see. It was the kickback from the .45 caliber revolver. A simple accident, in other words. How's that? I'm afraid your objection has just flown off for brighter skies. This is where the real fun begins, Air Forehead. Yarg indeed. I need help. Mia. Wait, wrong game. Trucy, have you ever tried spirit channeling? I knew you didn't have what it took. You jerk. Just what was I in here for? Comic relief? Yeah, apologize. Apologize. That's no way to apologize. He's angered the Trucy now. The Trucy! Oh my god, yes. That's the first great thing Apollo has said. From now on, she is the Trucy. Ahem, if we can please end the bickering? Whatever, I'm not leaving. I can't leave like this. I'll come up with some clue to solving this case if it kills me. But your testimony's already given us enough to convict the defendant. Don't say that, please. This blood stain. The criminal tried to wipe it off, right? Could have been an accident. What if he just stepped on it? Do we have any bloody footprints? We probably don't. There'd be bloody footprints. Shit. Can we? Can we science it up? You can do that? That's right. With this. Oh, thank you, Emma. It's called luminol. Hell yeah, it is. Maybe you know of it? It's a chemical that reacts to blood. Yes, we have. Have we done those tests yet? Ha! As if I'm going to tell you. The blood stains covered a section of the carpet. In order to perform blood tests, that section was removed and submitted. Perhaps we should request it here in court now. Do it. Yay, fun science-y stuff. Is this just gonna fuck me over more, though? I wouldn't be surprised if it screws me over even more. You just have to spray the luminol on it. Simple. I mean, there has to be some reasonable doubt in order for this trial to end and for us to do a new investigation. So maybe it won't say Machi. Or Tobai. Because it looks like there might be a T at the beginning, and there's like a Y and an E, and I don't know. Just touch the screen to spray an area. Here, give it a try. Oh boy, I can do it. I got it. Bam! Ooh, bam! The hell does that say? It's like a fucking code. 9PXX some 14206. What the hell's all that shit? 314. Well, that's pi. Something to do with pi. This must be the power of science. It says IPXX314206. Put in out APB for a robot with this serial number, please. Didn't I say that Lamroir was a robot? Maybe it is. If the killer was... Hey, judge is on my side. If I'm agreeing with the judge, then I know I've said something really stupid. So what is it? I thought those letters IPXX looks familiar. Is P a Roman numeral of any kind? I don't know. I don't know about that one. Interpol ID number. Most are undercover agents working to solve international crimes. Why would he write that number? Why would Mr. Latouche even know a number like that? Good show, Fraulein Detective. Rock on. Eh? Your Honor, we can verify this number immediately. Darian, are you there? Come to the witness stand. Is it his? Darian, you heard what we need. Go check into this Interpol Well, don't let him be the one who checks. Oh, 27, okay. I'm not sure what to think of all this. The prosecution's case is airtight, or so it seems. If this number is really that of an Interpol agent. Oh, wait, I know. What if Machi Tobei is really an undercover Interpol agent? That would be a possibility. A possibility, yes. And one that would mark him as the killer for certain. Why did Latouche know an Interpol ID number? Unless it's just Latouche's number. In which case, I don't know what that would... I mean, that might be enough new information to warrant more investigation, knowing that he was an Interpol agent. A curious mystery concerning Machi Tobei. What are you talking about? Fraulein Detective, please accept my apologies. I received word that the defendant could, in fact, see just before the trial began. It seemed too much of a bother to tell you. You had me until that last bit. Does this not raise a rather straightforward question? Well, sure. Why did Machi pretend he couldn't see? Didn't they say it was publicity? Maybe it's gotta be more than that. What do you think, F4head? Me? Machi Tobei pretended he was blind. Do you know why? How could he know? Wait, Prosecutor Gavin knows why, doesn't he? Yeah, he knows everything, apparently. Something wrong? Do you think, perhaps, this is all some kind of game? Know that the moment I heard that report, I knew why. I suppose people who have sold over 1 million records really are something else. What does that have to do with anything? Everything. Rock and roll dictates every aspect of life. But it wasn't for his own sake, getting the picture now. It wasn't for himself. Well, Mr. Justice, can you present evidence that shows us why the defendant had to feign blindness? I mean, it's gotta be for Lamoire, but I don't see how that helps her. Unless, like, nobody's ever seen her face. And so, like, this person who's near her all the time is blind so that nobody ever asks him about her face? That's stupid, I don't know. Yeah. Very well, look at this. This is why he was pretending he couldn't see. What the fuck? Okay, what's the postcard again? Is there anything on here? I haven't actually examined it very much. I can't, like, flip it over, you know, the normal way. Lamoire sightseeing. Is that? Because she was saying, like, the things she sees around the world she turns into music. Is it like a publicity thing to be like, oh, look, I can even allow this little blind boy to see by the power of my music? Or something like that? Right? Is that something? So, yeah, we're gonna go with it. That is Lamoire? Lamoire and Machi Tobei. Recall their relationship, in particular their unique arrangement over the years before visiting our country. Lamoire and her pianist. They would always walk together, she leading him by the hand. Even when they got on stage, she would lead him to the piano. She would walk all the way over there with him. That's right, because he was blind. She led him at all times, never letting him go. All times? Yet we have just learned something that makes their arrangement peculiar indeed. Machi could see. Why did they have to keep up this act the whole time? Well, wasn't it part of their, performance? I think there's a simpler explanation. Machi did not need to be led by the hand at all. That can only mean one thing. Oh. The one who needed to be led by the hand was Lamoire. What's this? So you mean to say that Lamoire is... she's... Yes, Your Honor. Lamoire is blind. Oh, shit. That's the end of the video. Thanks for watching. Bye.